Alright, welcome back everyone. Thank you to those who have been watching and commenting. Really appreciate that. Have a few things on the docket for today. The first one is just some minor base improvements, and I originally wanted to get more power generation today, but I really don't have as much rubber as I would like. I have a lot of rubber, but this one solar array costs, I think, over a stack. I could be wrong, but I think it's over a stack of rubber to make, and it is nowhere close to cutting it. So we're going to need a ton of rubber if we want to make an actual viable solar array. So I think what I'm going to do first is make a fully automated rubber farm, because my current solution of just cutting down the forest and then replanting it every time is getting a little bit annoying, so we're going to try to automate that today. Okay, I'm just doing a little bit of deforestation here just to get some saplings because I had all of them planted, but I'll just take this moment to explain kind of the plan that I have for this. So there are mods that have, oh man, well that's unfortunate. Okay, as I was saying, there are some mods in this pack that allow you to have block breakers. So you could like finagle a way to line trunks with block breakers and then deal with planting new saplings afterwards. But that would take a lot of blocks and like way too much, I don't know if I want to say effort, but just like, it's just too extra, I think, for me. So what I think I'm going to do is use ComputerCraft. I think I've mentioned before, but I do really like the ComputerCraft mod, so I think I'm going to try to do it using ComputerCraft and have felling turtles cut down the trees for me. And one thing about Tekkit Classic, which is weird, is it has ComputerCraft in it, but it has the oldest version of ComputerCraft that's available for this Minecraft version. So you'll see I have all these varieties of turtles, but the Tekkit Classic comes with like an old version of ComputerCraft, and you can just upgrade like 3 versions to a much later version that has a lot more content in it, but still works for Minecraft 1.2.5. So if you're wondering if you're playing Tekkit Classic and you're realizing, or I guess questioning why I have all of these turtles and your version doesn't, it's because I just swapped out that one mod. But yeah, the general idea is I'm going to have some turtles that run along and cut down all the trees, and then I'm going to have water streams collect the saplings and give them back to the turtles, and the turtles are going to replant the saplings for me. And I think it's going to work out really well. It shouldn't really be too complicated either. Of course, I say that before I actually start doing any of it. I'm sure it'll be a lot more complicated than I think it will be, but we'll see. In my mind, it's pretty straightforward, but we'll have to see when we actually get there. Another thing I'm going to need is a bunch of sand. I want to have a glass dome on top of the tree farm, and so for that I'm going to need a lot of glass, so I'm going to need to collect a bunch of sand, but luckily there's a desert just right here, so I can go ahead and grab a bunch of sand from here. Alright, hopefully this is enough sand. I'm going to have to smelt all of it up, which is probably going to take a while, especially because, again, I don't have my power set up. It's kind of really biting me in the butt not setting up that power earlier, but I think I have a little bit of coal left that I can rely on. Oh man, coal supplies are running low. It's actually really unfortunate. I know ProjectE, one of the mods here, requires so much coal. Like, you need to have like stacks upon stacks upon stacks of coal to craft a single item, so it kind of sucks that I'm about to burn through a bunch of it, but it's our only solution right now, so it's alright. While all that glass is melting, we can go ahead and get started building the actual structure itself. So I scouted out the area a bit, and I think I want to make it over this way. There's actually a really nice opening, and with the glass dome that I'm planning to build on top of this, I think it would be a really good view of the surrounding area. So I really like this this generation here, like this weird, I don't even know what you would call these, like these arches propping up these weird hill things. But there's like this random clearing right in the middle of all of these, and I think this is where I'm gonna make the farm. So again, it'll have a glass top, so hopefully you'll be able to like look up and see this wacky generation, and it'll look cool. So we're gonna build it here. It's gonna be circular. I did actually plan out the dimensions in creative mode. I know I said I wouldn't really be planning build in creative mode, but you know, I wanted to know how big of an area I needed before I started, so I only laid out like the basic foundation of the circle that I'm building. I didn't actually plan out the entire build, so it's probably gonna still end up looking pretty ugly, but you know, we'll see. Alright, I had to run back to my place to get some sleep, but I am excited to get Railcraft set up, because then I could just have a high-speed rail that'll take me over here in like 5 seconds, and I won't have to walk and nearly get murdered every time. But that does require a bit of infrastructure to set up, so hopefully we'll get to that in the next few episodes, but I can't promise that it'll be like this one or the next or probably the one after that, but we'll see. Let me find a place to put the center of this farm that would make it the most convenient for me to build. I'm gonna need a 29 by 29 block area. So I'm gonna try to take this roughly the center here, so probably like here. Probably gonna have to dig away quite a bit of that hill. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so part of this mountain is gonna have to go, and then I need to mark out the other direction. Let's see. Okay, I have this cross here that's kind of representing the size of the circle. It is a little bit bigger looking at it on the ground. I need to clear out a bit of this hill, and I think that'll make it a little bit more obvious of how big it is, but I'm probably going to need to get a lot more glass, because now that I'm actually building this, like, this feels massive. Like, I almost need to like double check my measurements to make sure I'm not grossly overestimating this. But let me actually put the dirt in for where the trees are going to go and make sure I have this right before I commit to it. Okay, yeah, I planned out where all the dirt is going to go. I used sand instead of dirt just so I could actually see it. So yeah, it's going to hold, I think, 21 trees in it. So this is the area that it's going to take. So yeah, I was not wrong. This is going to take a lot of space. So maybe if I move it a little bit over to the right, I could save myself a little bit of trouble digging, but honestly, I think I'm just going to have to do quite a bit of digging out this hill here. Okay, I think I have the whole area that I'm going to need flattened out. These walls are actually going to have to be pretty high, but that actually kind of is maybe a good thing, because I don't want this building to be too chody, you know what I mean? So I think we'll go with this height level that I need to kind of overcome this hill here, and then I think that'll be a good starting point for the dome, but that dome is looking a bit ambitious right now, I'm not gonna lie, so we'll see how this goes. Kind of running into like a circular dependency type deal here. I need this tree farm finished so that I could get a lot of wires to make a good energy setup, but I need the energy setup so that I could have a big furnace system to get the glass needed to do the dome, because looking at the amount of glass it's going to take, like, it would take so long for my current furnace setup to handle that. So I think I might just leave this without a roof for now, just so I can start getting the rubber that I need. And then later, once I have the power set up, I can come back and get a bunch of glass without really any issue and finish off the roof. So I think that's the current plan. I'm also starting to realize that maybe this wasn't planned out so well, because I'm planning on using water streams to collect all this stuff, and circles and water streams really do not mix very well, so I'll have to come up with some way to get these water streams to work without crashing into each other and making infinite sources. So I'm kind of making my life hard for no reason right now, but you know, we'll persevere. We'll make it through. Okay, I think I might have actually found a way to place all these water streams so that no items will get pushed off into the corner. I've only done it on this side, but the only place is if a sapling lands in this very corner here. And then it will just get stuck in that one spot, but I don't really think they ever will, because I think the leaves just grow 2 blocks out from the trunk. So I think the furthest they're going to land is either here or like here. So I don't really think there's any way that they could possibly get to this corner here. It's kind of like the furthest point away. So I think this actually works. It's also really cool because it makes a square in the middle. So then, I can easily collect from here if I just dig down a little bit. Actually scared the shit out of me. Okay, hello skeleton. Okay, skeleton intruder is dead. And now I think I should be able to just dig this down 2 blocks. And then since it's a square, I should have a much easier time figuring out the water streams. So it actually really wasn't too bad. I think I was kind of overreacting. Okay, here we have our little collection area. It's a 3x3. I think there might be a Redpower machine that we could use to pick up in a 3x3 area. But Redpower is probably the mod in here that I am the least familiar with, so I'll need to do a little bit of research on that. But if not, I think we could use the pipes, obsidian pipes, I think pick up stuff from the ground. I don't know if that's a part of Buildcraft or IC2, but we could use those to pick up off the ground if there's no Redpower thing that can help us out. But I think this is basically the best solution that we could get to, honestly. I mean, I'm surprised it turned out this good, honestly. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, now that I have the base down, I just need to write the turtle program that will run and collect the trees. I'm not going to do it in this episode because I know a lot of people don't really care too much about that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a supplemental video that you can watch. So if you want to like see the process of how I did that and are curious about ComputerCraft or coding or something, you can watch that. But I suspect the majority of people will not find that too incredibly interesting. So I'm just going to put it in a separate video and I'll link it to this one. Alright, so I just finished up building up the walls. Again, the dome is going to wait until later. I just finished making the supplemental video, which is basically just an optional video that you can watch if you want to. It's basically just the process of me writing the turtle program that's going to power this farm. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm pretty excited to see it in action. So next up we're going to get the turtles built, import the programs, and build the little docking stations for the turtles and how they're going to run. I think we're going to build the turtle station on this side of the farm, mostly because it's dark and I need to light it up anyway, but also there's a gap in this mountain here. So once I get Railcraft set up, I can have a little rail that runs through this gap here, and then it can get me an easy setup into the turtle area. So to start the turtle area, I'm going to need some holes in the wall. I think at this level, one above. So these are, okay, well that was stupid. This is the level that I'm going to need the turtles at. So I need one hole there, then one hole here. And that's pretty much all I need for the access points for the turtles. So now I just have to make a little area for them to dock. Okay, this video might run a little bit longer than I want to. I usually try to keep it under 30 minutes, so hopefully we can do that. But I do want something interesting to happen today, just so it's not just building a boring empty shell with nothing really substantial in there. So I'm going to try to get the docking stations of the turtles done today, and hopefully do a little trial run of the turtle program, just to show you what it's all about, and then next time we can kind of clean it up a little bit and build out the infrastructure a little bit more. But the first thing we're going to need to do is do a little bit of crafting. We're going to need a variety of different pipes and tubes and things. So the first kind we'll need are cobblestone pipes. We'll also need wooden pipes. So if my memory serves me right, I think you craft them like this. Yep. Cobblestone transport pipes. Pretty simple. They just transport items. And then we'll need some wooden transport pipes. The wooden ones are used to take items out of chests, while the cobblestone ones are just used to transport items once they've been taken out. So you don't really need that many wooden ones. And then to actually pump the items out of the chest, you need an engine. The simplest form is just a redstone engine, so that's what we're going to use today. So we need pistons, wooden gears, glass, and wood. So for the pistons, I'm going to need some iron and redstone. Alright, and we're going to need 3 of these, I believe, but we might make a little bit more just to be safe. What am I doing? Let's just make 5. Oh, pistons first, right? Let's see if I did this upside down. Nope, okay. And then we need wooden gears, which are just made by sticks. It's pretty easy. I think that should be enough. Double it actually. How many did I do? Whatever. I think 1 more set. Okay. So some wooden gears, and then we should be ready to craft these engines. Right. Okay. Redstone engines. So the redstone engines will be put on the wooden pipes that will pump the items to go into the cobblestone pipes. Now we're actually going to be using 2 types of transport pipes. The other one is pneumatic tubes. So these, I believe, are Buildcraft, and the pneumatic tubes are Redpower. So unfortunately they're not compatible with each other, so you can't just easily transfer from one to the other, but I do want to use these 2 different pipes for 2 different reasons. I find that the Buildcraft ones are better for, they have more like logistical capabilities in them in terms of like splitting items up between different chests, while these just get items from A to B. But the pneumatic tubes also have some unique features that'll make them useful for certain parts of the docking station. But for this we are going to need brass, and to make brass you need an alloy furnace. And for an alloy furnace we need bricks. So I'm going to go out and collect some clay. Luckily there's a small batch of clay right next to my base, so that really isn't too big of a worry to go out exploring to find it. And I think that should already be enough. Okay, while those bricks are smelting up, we're also going to need a transposer. Now this is what Redpower uses to get items out of chests. So while Buildcraft uses wooden pipes and redstone engines, the pneumatic tubes require something like this, a transposer or filter, or something similar to that to take items out of chests. So we're also going to need one of these, and it's also pretty simple to make, so I think we should already have all of the items needed to make this. Piston, and then just wood and redstone, and a bunch of cobblestone. So pretty basic recipe. Perfect. So now we have the way to get the items out of chests to go into the pneumatic tubes. And then probably the most important thing of all, we need the turtles to actually cut down the trees for us. So we're going to need a specific type of turtle, which is a felling turtle. So to make that we just need a turtle and a diamond axe. So for that we need a bunch of iron and a computer, which requires a bunch of stone. And unfortunately I don't know if this is going to be enough. Actually I can already tell you it's not going to be enough. We need 3 of these guys. Yep, it's barely not enough, so we're going to have to wait for those bricks to smelt and then also smelt a little bit more stone. Okay, the bricks are done smelting, so we can now make the alloy furnace, and this brick texture is very different from how it is now, I'm realizing. So to actually make the bronze, we're going to need tin and copper, so it's very similar to the recipe for bronze. Don't really know what the difference between bronze and brass is. It's kind of embarrassing maybe, but that's okay. So we're going to have to burn through even more of our coal supply, which I'm not super happy about because a lot of mods that I want to work on in the future have a lot of coal usage. Namely, Railcraft and Equivalent Exchange require stupid amounts of coal, so We'll definitely have to set up some coal mining here in the future. Luckily, this actually goes pretty fast, so we already have all the brass that we need, and we can make pneumatic tubes. And then I think we should be able to combine that with redstone to make redstone tubes. Now, redstone tubes basically allow you to carry a redstone current through the pipe. So the pipe will be able to carry both items and also redstone signal, and that will be very useful later. And now I think we're ready to make our computers. So we're going to actually need 4 computers, because there's going to be one kind of control computer, and then 3 turtles. So to make the actual turtle, I think we surround this by iron, and then put redstone. No. Okay, let's see. How do you make a turtle? Oh, a chest at the bottom. Okay, I don't know what happened to my crafting, but it got all sorts of messed up. Chest at the bottom, and then a computer here. Be sure to save one. And then we can combine this with an axe. I need more sticks than that. And I'm out of wood. Okay, I'm using jungle wood to make sticks because jungle wood is ugly. I feel like it's pretty valid. And we make 3 diamond axes. Diamond supply is very quickly running out, but I think this will definitely be worth it. And we have 3 felling turtles. Then I almost forgot, we're actually going to need a wireless modem. That's not how you spell wireless. And this will basically allow our computers to talk to each other. And of course that requires a ton of stone, which I do not have. So I'm going to have to go and smelt a little bit more stone. Okie dokie. We should have enough stone now. We're going to need 4 of these because each turtle and the computer are going to need 1 of these. So we also need redstone torches to power the redstone engines we need. These guys, those just require redstone pulse to function, so you can just put a torch next to them and they'll work. And then one last thing I almost forgot is we're going to need a distribution pipe. So like I said, the Buildcraft pipes are a lot easier to use for things like distributing items between multiple chests. So we're going to use this pipe to kind of decide where items should go and kind of like how many items should go to which place, if that makes sense. Hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit later, but I think that should be all the items that we need, so we should be able to start building this. Alright, I think I forgot to show it off, but I did build this little box here to house the turtles. It's really nothing too crazy to look at, and I also haven't done the floor yet, but yeah. So we are now ready to place in our turtles. They're going to go here. And then we're ready to, how do I place these down? Oh, I think I need to craft these into wireless turtles first with these modems. Yep, okay. And hopefully that'll be on the right side. Yep, okay. So we place down our turtles here, and then we can start placing down the pipes. Okay, first pipeline is put in place. This is using the redstone pneumatic tubes, and this is going to be the fuel line. So basically, I'll demonstrate this with a torch, and then put some dirt in here, but basically whenever this pipe receives a redstone signal, it will activate that transposer and an item will come out and go into the nearest turtle. So we're going to be using that to request fuel whenever a turtle is low. Alright, our next set of pipes are in. These are going to be the output pipes, so whenever the turtle is done with its job, it's going to place its items in this chest, which will then get pumped out of the chest by this redstone pump, through this wooden pipe, down, underground, and then into these chests. Right now we're just going to store all the output in chests, but eventually it'll automatically go into extractors that will turn it into rubber, but for now we're just going to get the rubber logs. Alright, and now we have another input pipe down. This is going to be the pipe that gives the turtles their saplings. So the reason we're using these is because we need these distribution pipes. So with these, you can actually right-click on them and then decide how many items go to which color. So for this one, we just need one going to red. I guess we don't even need one there. For this one, we need one to cyan and one to red. And then for this one, we need one to red and two to cyan. So for every item that hits this pipe, one will go to red to give it to this turtle, two will go to cyan, it will go here, one will go to red, one will go to cyan, and then the last one will just go here. I don't need this pipe here. I can just replace this with any old cobblestone pipe. And the last sapling will go to that one. So now we just need to hook it up to a chest. For now, I think I'll just have it manual. Put a chest there with a pipe coming out. And now saplings in this chest will be evenly distributed to the turtles. And last but not least, we have this mastermind computer. I set it into the wall here because I want to have a monitor coming out that can display some data, but that'll come later. But this will basically be what sends off the turtles and what makes sure everything is running okay. Okay, so it just started running. As you'll see, it'll make 3 calls to get fuel because all the turtles are low on fuel. Once they get their fuel, they will drop down, and this will allow the pipe to go over the turtle and then move on to the next one that needs the fuel. And once the last guy gets his fuel, he'll drop down, they'll all go up and start shopping. And then they will go forward, check for logs. If they find them, they will chop down the entire tree and then replant a sapling. I still need to replant a lot of these saplings. I didn't really have enough, so they're not going to be able to replant all the saplings, but basically they will go back to the station. Once they're there, they will turn to the chest, dump all their items in it, and then turn back forward. And then we can see that all of the wood that they've collected will go into that chest and be pumped out into these chests over here. And all the saplings will drop down into this area here. This is running on a 1-minute timer, so every 1 minute it will pick up all these items, and then it will send it through a pipe into here, where it will then evenly distribute them among the turtles. And then once they have more than 9 saplings, they will deposit their extra ones in this chest, since they only need a maximum of 8 to replant here, so all the excess ones can go into these chests to be extracted for even more rubber. Alright, it finished running, and as you can see, we got quite a bit of rubber wood in these chests ready to go. So I think that's going to do it for today. I think this video is pretty long if I had to guess, so I might have to cut some stuff out. I'm trying to keep everything under 30 minutes, just so it's not super overwhelming to watch. But thank you for watching. Next time we will probably be prettying this place up a bit, making it a little bit more fancy, and then finally making solar panels so that we can have enough power to actually get going. So hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment if you have any suggestions, and see you next time.